Louisiana, in the last 2 decades, has received over $120 billion of direct federal aid. A lot of it with Katrina, the hurricane, rebuilding your cities, roads. Do you believe that the federal aid that you received and others have received, in the case of Los Angeles, should be conditioned upon some extraneous policy?
Are you saying that Congress is taking a new position of not giving us strings to the money they give us? I mean, it's something, unfortunately, that we've been complaining about for years. But like, if we're going to take that approach, let's take all the strings off, is what I would say. Look, I would tell you that there's no doubt after, quite frankly, FEMA could almost set up its headquarters in Louisiana when you count the number of natural disasters that we've had. And believe you me, I feel deeply sorry for and make calls into the governors of states who normally don't have those types of disasters, like North Carolina, like California, because I can tell you this, we can spend that money, and if you go down on the ground, you'll be able to see ways under which that money could be implemented, and FEMA could do that job a lot better with the money that they have already, and have a greater potential impact. But when you go back to the IJJ, I think there were 72,000 projects that were approved, but 1,500 of those projects are core projects. Now think about the ratio.
Governor, excuse me, Governor. Your testimony is very, very important, but I want to focus here on the emergency relief that should be available to the people that have been harmed in Los Angeles. That relief is being discussed to be delivered in a different way. It would only be available on conditions that would have to be met by California, many of which are unrelated to the problem. Your state, and you're quite correct, FEMA could set up its headquarters. You've received over $120 billion over the last 2 decades, none of it conditional.
Correct.
Similarly, Florida, the 2 hurricanes, North Carolina, the floods. Relief made available, unconditional. There's a long history here, and I want our colleagues to be aware that by the current discussion going on, that the relief for Southern California would be conditional with some extraneous policy that may have nothing to do with the fires there, is a road that we should not be traveling. Governor, thank you so very much.
I would agree with that. I mean, look, I don't think that we should be placing conditions on funding that is not attributable to the disaster in and of itself, whether we did it on one side, but it should be good for both sides as well.
Thank you very much, Governor. I yield back.